So here we have C2 circles question. We've got to find the centre and the radius, so really we need to get it into the form x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals r squared. Because as soon as we've got it in that form, then the centre and radius are so obvious from the values of a, b and r. So the way we do that is to complete the square for the x and y bits. I'm just going to rewrite the equation with the x terms gathered together and the y terms gathered together. Right, so remember, to complete the square, what we need to do is half the value of whatever the x term is and take away the value of that term. You might want to put a minus inside the 3 here, or you might not. It really doesn't matter, because when you square it, it's going to become positive anyway. And then y plus 2 squared minus 2 squared. So that's we've completed the square for x squared minus 6, and we've completed the square for y squared plus 4y, and we've still got that equal to 12. So that gives us x minus 3 squared minus 9 plus y plus 2 squared minus 4 equals 12. When we take that out to the other side, that gives us x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 25. Now if we compare to this that I wrote earlier, we can see that a is 3, b is minus 2 and r is 5. So the centre is 3 minus 2 and the radius r equals 5. Okay, so now for part B, it's saying that P and Q lie on this circle, and it says that show that PQ is a diameter of C. We can do this in two ways. We could find the distance between these 2 points, because it does say that they lie on the circle. That's important. So if the difference between the 2 points is 10, that means it must be a diameter. So that is one way of doing it, and that's perfectly okay. Also, if we find a midpoint of P and Q, and we show and we see that that's the centre of the circle, that's another way of doing it. That's what I'm going to do now. So midpoint of PQ is the 2 x coordinates added together, it's like the average really, divided by 2, plus the 2 y coordinates added together, divided by 2. So that gives us 3 minus 2, which is the centre of circle, which implies, because any chord of any circle, think about it, if it's going through the centre, it's got to be a diameter. So that's saying that PQ is a diameter. Okay, so it's not too bad. So on the third part, on part C, I think a diagram is going to be necessary, or some kind of picture of what's going on. It's definitely really very hard to see how we're going to picture what's going on without a diagram. I'm just going to draw a diagram of what's going on here, and then see if we can make some sense of what they're asking us. So here's a diagram, and it says the centre is going through minus 3, 2. Now crucially, it says that the point R lies on the positive y-axis, somewhere here, but it's not going to be there, because we're told that the angle's right angles. Now if PQ is a diameter, Let's draw it in. If that's a diameter there, okay, then trying to go across, there we go. If that's the diameter, then if the other, and we know the point R is on a right angle, we know it's got to be here, because it's a semicircle. So if this angle here is if this angle here that I'm attempting to draw now, if I can get it done, is a right angle. Not doing too good a job of this, never mind. Okay. Then it must be that, just to not bother with the thing there, if that's a right angle there, it must be that lies on the circle. And we know that the x-coordinate of that is 0. So it's almost about a matter of deducing that the x-coordinate is 0 because we've got a right angle here, because this is a part of a circle. So we know that it must lie on the circle, essentially. That's what it's saying. The R must lie on the circle because of the right angle here. Okay, so all we have to do is sub 0 into this equation or this equation here, and then we're done. I'm going to sub it into this one. So we've got x equals to 0. We've got, then that gives me y squared plus 4y equals 12. So y squared plus 4y minus 12 equals 0. So we've got y minus 6 and x, so y plus 6 and x minus 2 equals to 0. Sorry, not x. I don't know where x comes from. Y minus 2 equals to 0. So there we have it. We've got our 2 points, y equals minus 6, which is clearly not relevant. That's referring to this point here. Okay, so that's not the one we want. We've got y equals 2. It asks for the coordinate, so I think we better give a coordinate. So the point is the point R is 0, 2. So that's it.